DJ pone la música, ella baila como nunca.
Alright guys, so welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. So on today's video, like you guys see in the title, I'm going to be doing some color blocking. My apologies from now because you might be hearing my dogs barking in and out throughout this whole video. But yeah, let's get started. So I'm going to start with really small amounts, but all of the products that I'll be using, I'm going to be linking in the description box below just because it's easier. I was going to do a voiceover, but I just felt that it was better to do a talk through for the sake of the video and being able to upload it faster. So yeah, let's get started. So I am going in with the first color. Going to place it right here. Your beads, you don't want them to be, you don't want your beads to be too wet or too dry. You want them to be in between just so you're able to play with the product. I'm starting to shape it a little bit, but we're going to be cutting. So here I'm just laying it how I want it. Making sure it's nice over here on the wannabe cuticle area. All right, once you see that color that starts, oh my God, what's the word for it? But once you know that it's not as wet anymore, we're going to go in, I'll put this here real quick. We're going in with a knife. I'm assuming you can use anything that's straight, sturdy enough for you to make your cut, but I am using this knife, and I purchased this on Amazon. It's really sharp, to be honest. I'm scared of using it, but you have to use it. So as you guys can see, it's already starting to take its consistency there, drying up. So I'm gonna wait a little longer, a couple more seconds, and I'm going to make my cut. So I'm gonna go right here and make my first cut right there, and I just swing back and forth like so. Now I'm gonna take the other part, or the other side, sorry. And you want to like make sure, try to keep it as even as you can. I know that it can be hard, but I got it right there. I think it's in the middle. Hopefully it is. So I turn my knife around just because it's sharp and it start making crevices on the nail, and I just scoop down like that, taking that product off. So another thing is you can work with thinner layers if you want, like thinner beads. It's depending on the products that you're using, because honestly, we will be filing right on top of this acrylic without encapsulating. So you might want to work with thicker beads, bigger beads versus thinner or smaller. So that's how the first one's looking. Now we're going to move on to the next color, and I think that for the next color I'm going to do pink. I'm not being afraid to use the colors. Putting its big amounts. You want to make sure you cover the right where you made that cut. Make sure you cover that with acrylic, just so when it goes down to the filing, you don't have missing parts. If you understand, if I am explaining myself. So I'm gonna go on this side. I'm gonna do the same thing. Like I said, you want to make sure that you cover that up really nice. Make sure you put enough acrylic on the edges of that first cut that you made. Depending on how you want your, that's how you're gonna cut. Basically, I try to put it all together. Here we go. So that's the second one. And now we're gonna come in this side because I did it first in the other. I'm gonna make sure I cut right there. And like that, you swing back and forth. And now this one needs a little bit more time for drying, so let me finish working on this side. There we go. Take this side off. Now let's move on to the other side. Hopefully I'm doing this straight enough. You know, we're not perfect, but there we go. So I'll make a cut right there. Turn your knife to the other side. Well, at least that's how I do it. And scrape that product off. Just like so. It doesn't matter if you have some product like this that stays over. It's okay. On the nail, you're putting more acrylic on top of that, so you're basically gonna cover it up. So it doesn't matter. I try to scrape it off as much as I can, but if I can't, it's okay. We're putting more color on that, so it's gonna cover up. So now we're gonna move on to our third color. Trust the process. So it's gonna look like this now, but then it'll take its, you'll start seeing it once you file this, as soon as you're done and you start filing. So now I'm gonna go in with a little bit of white on the sides. And you start placing it and moving the acrylic or the color wherever it is that you want it to be, just like that. So now I'm going to move on to the other side while that dries up a little bit. Let's work a little faster, right? So I'm going to put that white right here. And this brush is a number 8. This is a very, very old brush. This is like one of my first brushes that I purchased, and I got this brush from Amazon or eBay if I'm not mistaken. But like I said, I'll be putting the stuff in the description box below. All of the products that I'm using, I'll be putting in the description box below. Alright, so this one's ready to be cut. So I'm gonna go and cut it towards this side like this. It's still a little wet, but I'm just gonna leave it just like that. This type of technique takes time, just because you gotta wait for the acrylic to get its right consistency so you could start cutting. So yeah, it takes a lot of patience, that's for sure. And I'm gonna do this side before it dries up on me. Fix this a little bit. And like I said, we are going to be filing this. So in the beginning, it's gonna look a little crazy, but let's use the other side. There we go. There we go. Clean it off. You could pat it, whatever's left on it. This is so now we're going to go in with some glitter mixtures that I did, just so it can complement these colors. So now I am going to go in. Let's see, what color should we use? There we go. Alright, so now we're going to wait until that dries up a little bit. And we are going to do our cut there. Sometimes there's not a lot that you have to cut, depending on how you lay your acrylic down. Alright, now we're gonna go in with the other one. You want those colors to go in right in through those crevices. Make sure you do it tightly next to that other color, that cut that you made, just to ensure that you'll have a nice clean line when it's time for the filing. So like I said, this takes a lot of time, as you guys can see, but the turnout is really, really pretty. I actually love it. I love doing these. So now we're gonna wait till it take its consistency. And we are going to make that cut right here. Swing back and forth, then slide off. There we go. Ooh. All right. Now we're gonna go with another color. Make sure that your colors are covering. You can do this with your brush and then just make sure that you cut it. So you place it wherever you want, just to speed up a little bit of the drying process. But that's how it's looking. I can't wait till we start filing. It's gonna look really, really pretty. So now if you keep your knife straight just like this, every time you rock back and forth, you're able to cut it in the same place that you first made that cut on. So I switch my blade. There we go. Now we're going to use another color. And this time we're going to put in with purple. There we go. Now we're gonna wait a little. Again. Now let's see how we're gonna do this cut. Should I do it like this or like that? I'm gonna do it like this. Hopefully I didn't get off camera there. There we go. Alright. Now we're gonna go with some more glitter. Pink. Put a little bit more because I felt like it was missing a little bit there. So basically this is how I'm going to be cutting it. So yeah, you make that shape. You place it wherever you want it with your brush. And I recommend to do them as thick as you can, for the reason being that when it's time to file, you'll have a nice crisp line and you won't shave the majority of your design off. So there, we're gonna wait for it to dry a little bit and then go in with the cutting. Maybe I'm gonna do the orange on this side. Maybe a line of the white, and then I'll finish it up with the orange, most likely. Let's see. So now we're gonna go and cut. It's gonna be a nice little thin line because I basically placed it where I wanted it with my brush. There we go. Now we're gonna move on to the other color. And we're gonna do orange this time. Grab it. So as you guys can see, I'm using a nice amount of it. So when I go and I file with my hand file, I won't lose the product. And I just made these glitters. So hopefully when it's time for me to hand file, I won't lose them. Wait for it. Let me accommodate this right here. It's still a little wet, so I'm just gonna give it a little bit more, a couple more seconds. When I scrape the product down, I don't want to mess up. So now, I think you might be adding a little bit on there. Let's see. So let's scrape this down. I'm going to use the back of the blade. Sometimes I use the blade part. It doesn't even matter. I just love this. I swear I love this technique, but it just takes so long. Depending on the technique that you're doing too. Because you can make something very simple. Like the ones I did yesterday and I posted on Facebook. Those were really easy. That was just 4 little colors and I was just cutting on a slant. But these, you're actually trying to make all these type of lines and so it helps me. It'll help you too if you do it like this. Start placing it wherever it is that you want it. And then when it's time to cut, it's not that much that you have to be cutting off. I feel like I'm gonna have to put a little dab there. When I will go and file, it might come off. Right there. Just as so. Hopefully I didn't come off camera. So now, sorry guys for these noises, but I was just trying to do this voiceover, talk through. My dogs are going crazy. It's nice out here today. Everybody wants to be outside, messing with their cars. And my dog's running all over the house. Alright, so I placed that one there. Oh, I think this is coming out so cute. Now I'm going to place a white bead there. And I'm going to place it right here. And like I said, you want your beads to be wet, but you don't want them to be that wet. You know what I mean? You're gonna wanna be able to place it and not having the product slide all over the place. So you might wanna take that in consideration when doing this type of technique. Hopefully this is not hard enough for the beginners. You see how I did that? That's why sometimes you gotta be careful when the product is not as settled, because you just might just lose it. But now I'm gonna take with the back of the blade and just keep that line as crisp as I can. Come back. All right. So now we're going to do a little bit of the pink here. All right. Let's let it dry up a little bit. Take its consistency so we can cut it up and finish up with the nail. There goes my dog crying again. Fix it up with your brush. Take the back of the knife. Try to keep it as straight as you can. There we go. Now let's move on so we can finish this nail. And like I say, it takes time. This can easily take you up to like 30 minutes with one nail. Depending on, like I said, depending on the pattern that you're doing on the nail, it's gonna take you some time. I don't mean to do my videos that long, just because personally, I hate just sitting there for hours watching a video. But sometimes there's just videos that you just gotta do it like that. Sometimes just some videos just take some more time than others. And for things like this, can't be sped up. So this is how it's looking for now. Look. Now we're gonna wait for that to dry up really nice, and then after that we're going to file. Alright guys, so now it's all nice and dry. Just wanted to make sure it was really dry before I went in with the filing. So now this is a 100-180 grit, and I am gonna go first with the 100 side, and I am going to start filing free edge and laterals. And as you guys can see, it files up some of the product color. You know, it's gonna happen. Go off the other side. Hopefully this nail doesn't slip, because they tend to do that. Alright, so now I'm gonna go in and start filing on the top. This is where we're gonna start seeing the magic happen. Hopefully we don't file down the glitter that we used. I'll be so sad if that happens. Alright, make sure I hold it nice. Look at that coming out. You see that? You gotta trust the process, guys. You gotta trust the process. Sometimes things may look a little messy, but it's just the process of things. It's just the process. It is so hard to work with these fingers sometimes, depending on what you're doing. Oh, that mix that I did with those glitters are bomb then. Because usually when you take glitter and you start filing it the way that I'm doing, that would all shave off. It would shave off completely. But this actually is looking great. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. It did not, it didn't make me look bad. I was so scared for the glitter. I was like, oh my god, the glitter's probably gonna all shave off when I start filing. Now I'm gonna do the top part. Just because I had to go back a little bit more on the top part, because I realized that when I made my first cut, I didn't take it all the way up to the top, so I had to add a little bit more on there. So I decided to leave that part for last, the top part of the nail. Let's see how we're gonna hold this so it's easier and you guys can see. I love it. This is where the magic happens. Look at that. There's some parts that you're gonna be like, oh man, I should have gotten a little close to that part, or you know, it's practice. This is all practice, honestly. You see how that starts coming out? Looks really nice. I've done something similar like this before, just not the same one. This type of technique was actually inspired by Melissa Rocha. You guys can find her on YouTube as well. She is amazing. I love her. I learn a lot of things from her as well, especially techniques. I love techniques. I love doing different things. Oh, and that pull string one, that's gonna be another video that I am going to be showing you guys how to achieve that. That one's a very, very nice technique. I really love it. It's like trending right now a lot too. The pull string. I know there's the pull chain, the pull string. I've done the pull string. I haven't done the pull chain yet. Or however you call it, or chain pull, or whatever. You guys know what I mean. So now I'm gonna go in with my boomerang. It's more like a buffer type. And I'm gonna start buffing this out really nice. The nail's about to pop off. These things pop off all the time. The little fingers, I took them off. Look at that. Doesn't that look pretty? And we're not even finished. Can't wait till we put that gloss on there so you guys can actually see how it looks. I feel like I need more filing, and right here I lost a little bit of the pigment, as you guys can see, but other than that, it came out very, very nice. Very, very nice. I'm actually very proud of myself. You can go with the e-file if you want to do this part. You don't have to do a hand file. I just like doing the hand file, but you can go with an e-file and do this if you want to. but I just rather doing this. It takes up a little bit of more time, but I don't know. I just love it. I feel like I need to file a little bit more on this side here, as you guys can see, because I feel like it's missing its connection right there versus these. So and sometimes when you see that, it's because you probably need to file a little more on that section to get it. Oh. I swear I should have bought that finger from Iguana. I have the whole hand. Well, not the whole hand, but half a hand. And I thought about buying the finger too. But then I was like, you know what? For what? When I have these little fingers that I could actually, you know, use up. Alright, so now I'm actually gonna go in and dust all of this off as much as I can. And I'm gonna swipe side. Okay, it's not wet enough for this. There we go. Look at that, guys. Look at that. This is amazing. This is just so cute. Look at that. Maybe here, see the orange? It was missing a little bit of its pigment there, but you live and you learn. Look at that. Alright, so now I'm gonna apply the gloss and we'll be right back. Alright guys, so this is the finished result. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. What else you guys want to see. And I'll be doing that shit for you guys. Sorry for the shit, but yeah. So if you guys like this video, please don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on my next video. Thanks for watching.